In this short video, we're going to look at how we can loan a license from one machine to another. How we do it depends on whether the two machines are on the same network or are remote. First, we'll look at the case where the two machines are on the same network. For this demonstration, we're going to assume that the license is on a machine called Derek Dell, and we want to transfer it temporarily to the laptop. So we're looking at the laptop screen now. In a browser window, we go to the following address, // localhost :1947. This takes us to the admin control center. If we click on products on the left hand side, we can see that I have a Caddie 25 professional license on Derek Dell, and the red symbol means that it can be loaned or detached. The terminology that Sentinel used for loaning a license is detach. If we look at the available column, it shows us there's one license available. So if I click on detach, because I'm connected to the other machine across a network, I can use the online option. I simply choose how long I want to detach the license for. Let's say I want it until the 20th of March, it'll be the end of day. And I click detach and attach. Now if I go back to products, I will see that I have a local product with a green arrow, which means that it's one on loan, and that it's now sitting on my local machine. Now the license is on the local machine. The machine can be disconnected from the network, taken anywhere we want, and it is as if the license has just been installed locally. It will remain on this machine until the end of the day of the 20th of March, or until I return it manually. I said I wanted to loan it until the 20th, but what happens if I finish with it early? It will automatically be returned on the 20th. If I want to return it early, all I do is I click on Cancel License, click again, Cancel License, and that license is now cancelled and back on the original machine. If I go back to products, you can see it's no longer on this machine and it's popped back in available on the Derek Dell original machine. It's as simple as that. In this example, we're going to consider the case where the two machines are not on the same network. Therefore, we need to do an offline loan or detach. On the server machine, or the machine where the license sits, once again we go to localhost 1947 and we go to products. The list of products shows us a Caddie 25 professional license sitting on our local machine, and it says we have one license available and we can detach it. We click on detach, and it says the online detach, which we looked at before, is not available because we're looking at our own machine. So it asks us to select the recipient machine that we want to loan it to. From the list, I'm going to click laptop, and again I select the day I want it to expire, the 20th, and I click detach. So it tells us the license has been successfully detached and it's created a file. This is a file that we will send to the other machine to be imported because the machine is not on the same network. So click Save As, and here we now see the H to R, which is host to recipient file. This can be transferred by email, by Skype, or by memory stick, etc. And on the recipient machine, we'll install it. Now we've swapped to the laptop machine, and on the desktop we have the H2R file that we just created on the desktop machine, and we're going to install it. So we go to Update/Attach, we choose the file because it's on the desktop, we go to Desktop, here's the file, click Open and click Apply. It says your update was applied successfully. So now if we look at the products list, we can see once again that there's a local product, which is the Caddie 25. Similarly to the online loaning, when a license has been loaned offline, it will automatically be returned at the end of the time specified, or it can be returned earlier manually. To return it manually, click on the Cancel License, and it says no access to parent key. The R2H, which is the recipient to host file, must be transferred manually. That's because we're not connected directly to the other machine. Click on the Cancel License and then save the file that it creates. And the file that is being created, again, is just transferred back to the host machine via Skype, via email, or by USB stick, and then attached to the machine. Finally, let's consider a couple of the admin tasks that are necessary in order to make detaching and attaching or loaning licenses work. Firstly, under the configuration section of the admin control center, we click on detachable licenses. There's a tick box that says enable detaching of licenses. If this is ticked, then any licenses that are configured as detachable may be detached. The reserved licenses is an option that is there for network licenses where there may be more than one seat available. There we can reserve seats so that not all the licenses are available to be taken. Below it is the maximum detached duration. That's the number of days, up to 1,000 days. Remember, if you detach a license, it will automatically be returned after the amount of days specified, or alternatively it can be manually returned. However, here we can specify the maximum number of days that it is possible for a user to detach a license. Alternatively, rather than a global setting, we can use a per product settings by using this option here, and that will allow us to define for each particular license what the maximum time setting is. Finally, if we're using offline loaning, before we can loan to a specific machine, we need to create what's called an ID file or an identifier file. This allows the host machine to know the identity of the machine that the license is going to be loaned to. This has to be done once for every machine, but only if the machine is not connected to the network. If it's an online loan, then it will find the machine automatically, but if it's an offline loan, we need to send this file to the host machine. So to create an ID file for a particular PC that we may want to loan a license to, we go into the Admin Control Center, we click on Diagnostics, and we say Create ID File. This will just create itself an ID file with the name of the PC. This file is given to the host machine by email, by Skype, by USB stick, and attached to that machine, which just identifies the potential client machine. Once that file has been installed on the host machine, the client will appear in the list of the machines that the license can be loaned to. So, when you're going to loan a machine in offline mode, if you don't see the client in the list that comes up, well, you need to create an ID file and install it on the host machine.